Hello, I'm Ivan Nabi, and I'm wearing a fez. And this is the segment of my show I like to call Return to Gravity Falls. And if you haven't watched this segment before, it's not a surprise, this is episode 2. But I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, 2 years since the series finale of Gravity Falls. So I decided to look back and see what I noticed with time as a perspective. And today I'm watching episode 2, Legend of the Gobblewonker. Did I say that right? Not really sure. Never hear myself speak. Anyway, a quick rundown of the episode. Well, maybe not so quick. I tend to ramble. The episode starts with Dipper and Mabel being goofballs, having a maple syrup race. And Maple wins. Maple. Okay, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Gotta settle that. Anyway, she wins by cheating. They're being goofballs, they're just being kids, which is nice. I like that those little moments. You get to know about the characters that way. Anyway, their Uncle Stan comes in and tells them, "Yeah, we're ditching work today. I'm gonna take you fishing." And that's a bit surprising. The kids were just minding their own business, doing nothing. Dipper was just reading his tabloid news. Fun fact. Well, maybe not fun, but it's something I did notice. On the back page of this, those tabloids that tell you Bat Boy lives, there's an ad for Gideon, child psychic. No spoilers because I think he's going to show up in like 2 episodes. So, yeah, nice attention to detail. Things we haven't seen. Good world building. It's all intact there. Good. Anyway, we know a little bit more about Sand from a few flashbacks here. Apparently, he taught the kids how to counterfeit money for him. And Ben Franklin kind of looked like a woman when Dipper drew her. Whatever. Anyway, they head out to the lake where we get to see more of the background characters. We don't get so much of introductions, but we see the Corduroys, Wendy's family, her brothers and her dad fishing, some of the background characters, the guy who says, "Get it." Don't remember his name, I'm sure he'll come in, and possibly my favorite recurring character, Old Man McGucket, and his son, but we only see him like once, so yeah, I'm very proud of that impression. You can tell, can't you? Anyway, McGucket warns that today may be the first day of fishing season, but the Gobblewonker has returned and he has seen him. Of course, his son believes his coddle swaddle and shoos him away. I don't know why I keep sleeping into that impression. Anyway, Stan brings out this boat. It reminds me of a life raft. You know those wooden small ship boats things? It's crummy, but he calls it the Stan of War. I'm gonna get to this part later, but it's kind of does make me choke up a bit. Anyway, from the tabloid that Dipper was reading, he noticed that there's big rewards for pictures of supernatural things, and he's seen much weirder stuff. Heck, if they had a few pictures of those gnomes, they'd be rolling in cash. But he didn't, so now he sees an opportunity with his Gobblewonker. He wants to ditch Stan and go looking for the Gobblewonker. An opportunity strikes where our cool dude Seuss is there with his ship, the cool SS Cool Dude. I love Seuss, I just do. Honestly, it's just because Seuss is such a genuinely nice guy. It's just like, these two 12-year-olds, hey, can we borrow your ship to go monster hunting? Go, dude, I'll drive. And that's just awesome. I just love Seuss. Anyway, Stan is saying, what would you rather do? Fish with your great uncle Stan or go hunting monsters? They go hunt monsters after making sure they get suntan lotion. Important, people. Important. Leaving Stan to fish all by his lonesome. Yeah, going back into that. Repress. Anyway, out on the lake, Dipper has bought a whole bunch of those disposable cameras. You probably don't remember what they are if you're young. It's like a tiny camera that you wind up and you take a picture of. And then you take it to a person and you develop their pictures. God, I feel old because I know a lot of the people watching this and watching Gravity Falls now were not alive when those cameras were around. God, I feel old. Moving on. He buys a whole mess and hands them out. It says, just take a picture. Don't, because I know what happens in horror movies. They try to take a picture, but what happens? Somebody loses the camera. It breaks. So this way we have plenty of backups. They immediately lose like 5. Like, yeah, Suze actually tosses 2 overboard. Like, oh, I thought you told me to throw them overboard. No? Oh, sorry, dude. But they keep doing that and they move on. And then he thinks he hears something through the mist of the lake, and they rush, and they crash into an island. Yeah, Mabel was lookout. She saw it, and then they crashed, so she technically did her job. They wander through the island, and they hear a strange noise. Dipper's sure this is the Gobblewonker. They rush in with cameras ready, and what do they find? Beavers. And they take a lot of picture of beavers. Oh god, that sounded horrible without context. I mean the little furry creature. It had a chainsaw for some reason. And these are things that are adorable. I would have taken pictures of them too. Honestly, they're like my second favorite cartoon beaver. The first one being the Angry Beavers. God, I feel old. I'm so certain most people don't know that one either. I continue. So they take pictures, but it doesn't seem any luck. Dipper tries showing them how to do it, and then he spots something. Is it the Gobblewonker? He takes pictures, and then no, dude, stop, no. He says, "Oh, what's the big issue?" And Dipper turns around to see the Gobblewonker there, right there, and yeah, time to run. This is what I love about Suze. He may seem like a goofball and childish, to the point that people actively ask if he's a baby or a man. But he quickly scoops up Mabel and Dipper and runs for it. He takes care of these kids. He's a goofball, but he's going to protect them. He grabs them, and Dipper drops his camera, and he tries to go back for it. He says, "No, dude." He grabs Dipper, and they just rush out of there, and the Gobblewonker is running after them. They quickly jump on their ship, which is a little worse for wear after their crash, but he goes for it, and they run for it, and it gets worse. Remember those beavers? They're back. They crash into their log dam thing, and the beavers scatter everywhere, and suddenly Suze's face is covered with beaver. Oh god, that's gonna keep happening, isn't it? So he's trying to get it off, but oh god, this does not help. Mabel ends up steering the ship as they're being chased. Dipper pulls out his book and says, "Keep going. There's a cave behind the waterfalls." I just have to admit, I love the fact that they remember to put this, because honestly, I forgot about this little detail in the journal, but they got it. It's accurate. It's good. I like the fact that it does match with this tiny detail of the journal in the series. So kudos for everyone there. They crash their ship into the waterfalls, and the Gobblewonker chases, but gets stuck. It's stuck. It's perfect. Dipper takes all the pictures he wants, and then notices something. He tugs on something, and poof, there's a hatch. The Gobblewonker isn't some sort of ancient dinosaur. It's kind of a sophisticated mech. Inside is Old Man McGucket somehow pulling that lever with his beard. Why does it have a little band-aid there, by the way? Anyway, why do I keep going into that voice? As they continue on, McGucket explains he was doing it to try to get his son to pay attention to him. His son doesn't get along with him, doesn't shoos him away, doesn't trust him, doesn't visit. And then we see this is a recurring thing. McGucket built a robot to terrorize the town when his wife left him, when his best friend didn't show up to his party. He sent the monster robots. And says, "Oh, well, this is gone. Might as well get started on that death ray." It's a bit goofy there. And Suze points it out. Maybe the real monsters are you. As they realize they kind of did the same thing to Stan. It's like, yeah, they did. So they go back with the remains of the ship and go see Stan. He's had it pretty rough since nobody wants to be his fishing buddy. He's scared a few people ruined at least one marriage proposal and kind of screwed things up. He's just depressed, honestly sad looking. But the kids show up and say, "Let's fish." And they have the caps he made for them and with his own stitched up lettering there. And it's a sweet moment. And Seuss joins them. They have a grand old time with the last camera and take pictures of each other. And as they're floating on the river, there's a bump. Doesn't seem important, so they continue on to their glorious day, not knowing below lies the Gobblewonker. Or possibly just that McGucket freed the mech. Honestly, we never see the Gobblewonker again, so it could be real. Maybe it's just a mech again. Now, the thing about this episode with retrospect, it's kind of tragic and heartbreaking. I don't know where to start. Let's start with McGucket. He's the town kook, but as we later know, it's because he's been erasing his memory. The reason his wife left him and his son distanced himself from him is probably because his mind has been so warped by his own invention because he couldn't take what he saw. Yeah, it makes it a lot less funny. And remember, he did build a giant mech. We know in the future he's built a lot of interesting and amazing technology. And it's just kind of tragic seeing his mind, like, messed up because of this. And it just takes a little bit of the joy out of this episode knowing that. Also, the fact that McGucket said he's building a death ray and he terrorized the city with robots. You gotta imagine some people got hurt there, but we never bring that up again. And then it's the whole thing with Stan. Mabel guesses that maybe he just wants to be around family, and that's super true. In later episodes, we learn Stan has a twin, the real Stanford Pines, and who got lost in dimension. And our Stan, has been trying for years to get him back, and it's got to be a fruitless endeavor. It's been like 30 years, and he hasn't had much luck. And he doesn't have any family around, and suddenly these two nephews are there. He just wants a little family bonding, and it must have sucked for him to have these kids just ignore him. Again, kind of ruins the episode for you knowing the future. Yeah. But yeah, remember, in the end we do see that he does end up spending time with his family, so that's a happy note. Now, again, the Stand of War was the ship he wanted to get with his brother to explore. So it's a little nice to know that this Stand of War, though it's not as grand as the one he imagined, still gets a little family bonding. So that's nice. And we know Seuss doesn't have the... One thing I did wonder about Seuss, I know he thinks of Stan like a father figure, so it's nice that they included him in the family bonding experience. Why does he have a ship? Maybe not why, more like how. I don't imagine Stan pays him that well. He's a cheapskate. I mean, the ship is pretty dingy. It's cracking, it's falling apart. But it's certainly a lot better than the Stand of War. I mean, Stan is mostly saving his money to build up a fortune to impress his father and to try to get that machine working. But seriously, how does Seuss have a nicer ship than Stan? We will never get an answer to that. Also, we will never see the SS Cool Dude again, which is a shame on its own. But hopefully, Seuss gets it repaired, and maybe in his future he can take his own family fishing. So that's nice. Anyway, so it looks like I'm up to 15 minutes with this video. So let's wrap it up here. I've been Ivan Avi. Thank you for watching. Next week I'll do episode 3 of Gravity Falls, and hopefully I'll have another 5 o'clock shadow to go with the Fez. A blue Stan, if you will. He lives in a blue world. I'm not going to reference the rest of the song. It's just like, I feel old enough already. Okay, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and all my information is down below if you want to follow me on Twitter. I'm Storyteller Navi at Twitter, my website, and everything there. Let's not let this video go too long. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good day.